thumbnail.
This is our thumbnail.
The cover is like the title, and then you get like double title. You know what I mean?
I did not.
I probably didn't expect it well. But you know YouTube channel, right?
Yeah. Let me open it up. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Quiet Life Chapters. I'm your host, Annie.
And I'm Mel.
And we are glad to have you here with us. All right, so starting with our usual questions. What did you get up to? Ask me.
What did you get up to?
I watched It Ends With Us, of course. And that movie was concerning. It was false advertisement, and it could have been handled so much better than what they did. So apparently, I'm gonna give you the tea now.
Yeah, tell me.
So apparently, the subject matter for the movie is domestic violence, and that's what the books are and everything is about as well. But the way how they were marketing this movie is like, wear your florals, grab a bestie, and then go watch this movie. And so you wouldn't think that this movie is about domestic violence until you go there, and then you're seeing like this man's like throwing this woman down the stairs, slapping her face and everything, and you're like,
holy shit,
what? How is this like floral related? Whole handling of the movie was done very badly. Like the subject matter that they were trying to say in this movie did not come across well. I came out of the movie theater, and me and my friend were just like, what did we watch? What are we supposed to get out of this movie? Because it just feels like a mess. Yeah, and the press handling is the cringiest shit I've ever seen. It's like, what are you guys doing?
Okay, I've read a few Colleen Hoover books.
Oh.
It is straight smut.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
straight
the
up
handling
like
is not...
Wattpad.
Oh shit.
Stuff. And the characters are usually a bit fucked up.
Okay. Yeah, it translated very well into the movie theater for that, I guess, because people were not liking the movie at all.
Even the trailer didn't even show any sort of like domestic violence.
And I feel like this is such a sensitive topic. There are people who experience this, right? And imagine you are still healing from it. You're still unhealed. You can get triggered easily without a trigger warning. You're watching this movie. Imagine if you have a breakdown. It just feels like cheap money grab to me.
Yeah. What are we talking about today, Annie? By the way, I feel like this is also an unserious episode because we're a bit tired.
This is literally us every single time.
Also, because I went to the States and I met...
Oh yeah, mention about that.
Oh yeah,
I
went to the States. Oh, by the way, guys, we actually took a really big break from the potty.
We haven't recorded in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. So I went there and then like, it was a good time.
You got so excited about telling him, and you're like, "Have a good time."
No, okay. So, my boyfriend's mom runs 16 to 20 kilometers every single day.
Oh my god!
She wakes up at 5 a.m. to do it, and I aspire to be
her. Yeah, honestly.
I want to be like her when I'm in my 40s.
Yeah, I want to be her when I grow up.
I want to be her. I literally said that to my boyfriend. I was like, I want to be her when I grow up. And she cooks the most bussin' meals.
Oh, we love that. So that was an amazing couple of weeks for you, I'd say.
Yeah, it was really good. Okay, so we're talking about...
Oh, wait, I thought that we were going to like do it the conversational way. But yeah, go ahead. So we're talking about... So what are we talking about?
Oh, what is the conversational way?
So, Elle.
Okay,
just me asking you a straight up question.
So, Elle.
So, Elle. So, Elle. Yeah, so today we are going to be talking about, I think, building connections and meeting people, and I guess how you can sort of connect with somebody you've met for the first time or have only seen them a few times, and how you can like build stronger bonds with those people. And yeah, we'll see where we go from here, because I think when we do these episodes, we do have like a set of points, but a lot of it just comes to us.
Yeah.
It comes to us and then leaves immediately. The episode is over.
Yeah. Speaking of building connections, right? This reminds me. So I've got a friend. She bought her Bluetooth connector for a car.
Literally reminded you of connection. Like Bluetooth connection.
Like her car's Bluetooth connection. But she bought it from China. So whenever she turns on her the Bluetooth thing, it goes like Bluetooth connection. So I always say connection instead of connection.
So today we are talking about connection.
Yeah, we're talking about connection.
Okay. Alright, so Elle, what would you say are some of the ways that, when you meet somebody new for the first time, let's say at an event or something, and you look at the vibe and you're like, you know what, I like the vibe. I'm gonna go up to them and talk to them and like introduce myself or something. How would you proceed doing that?
I would say, Hey man.
Hey man.
Hey.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
how are you?
How you doing?
I think my first thing would be like, hello.
Wow, not like you literally just didn't say that right now. What's next? What happens after? That's what I'll tell you.
What are your thoughts on the social and political state of the world?
You know what, Jaden Smith was so real for that.
Okay, anyway, I'll probably go up and say, oh, we should do like a little
Alright, we'll do a little role
role play.
Alright, we were supposed to get to this a bit later in the I guess,
episode,
but
okay.
we'll just
So
start with the
you're
role
a
play.
new person, okay?
So I'm Esmeralda.
And I'm Ezekiel.
Okay. Alright, so I guess so we another party.
Anyway, this episode's just gonna be us laughing.
I feel like that. It's okay. So unserious chat.
Serious chat. Okay.
So
Role
let's
play.
role play.
Okay, stop laughing.
Okay.
If you laugh, you lose.
Yeah, you lost. Not me high.
Okay.
Let's
If you
do
laugh,
it.
you lose. Starting
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm Esmeralda. You are Ezekiel. And for example, we just like bump into each other.
Okay,
Hi.
so we're like, okay, so
whatever, and then we just bump. Oh, hi.
Hi.
My
What's
name
your
is
name?
I'm Esmeralda. Why did I pick out these names? Oh my god. What the fuck? I said. What did I say?
You pick a normal name. You have a normal name.
Okay.
Be so pretty.
We can change the name. Okay.
Okay, we're changing the name.
Okay.
Let's do Anushka and Chloe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
Anushka
okay.
and Chloe. So we are not Ezekiel and Esmeralda anymore. We are Anushka and Chloe.
Yeah.
No, let's just Sydney and Chloe.
Okay, let's do Sydney and Chloe.
So I'm Sydney, you're Chloe.
Okay.
Just like so we are a common event and then we just like run into each other. And you know what? Maybe I see her and I like her pendant or something, you know? So
Okay, yeah.
I'll come to you and I'll be the one
come
talking.
up to me.
So obviously one of you guys have to be the initiator. Like let's say if you like somebody else's vibe, you can absolutely be the person who goes up to them and just be like picks up something and says something nice about it. You know, like if you like their phone cover, for example, you can say that or something else.
Yeah.
So I come across Chloe and I'm like, hey, I really like your locket.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this is great.
What was your name?
I'm Sydney.
I'm Chloe.
Oh, nice.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from Malaysia.
Oh, nice. How's it in Malaysia? When did you move here?
I moved here like 6 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
What about you?
Yeah, I moved here 6 years ago. What brought you here?
Oh, I came here for uni.
Oh, same.
Yeah,
Really? What the hell?
What did you study?
I did IT. What about you?
Same.
What? This is amazing.
Are you working now?
Yeah, I am working. What about you?
Okay, yeah, me too.
Where are you working?
I work for the Bleep Bleep.
Privacy. Yeah, I work at hashtag as well.
Oh my god!
Yeah. See, so basically, this is
a normal
This is
conversation.
a normal
In case you don't know
conversation.
how to make conversation,
this is what you can do.
this is what you can do.
You can talk about the most basic surface level stuff like
Yeah.
work and where you moved from and why you moved for.
Yeah, I feel like small talk is like
Underrated.
underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
underrated.
I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that small talk can be like exhausting,
Yeah.
but we don't think of it that way. Like it's like you're not supposed to meet somebody immediately and then
And
go
talk
into
about,
the
like, the
deep stuff.
level
Yeah,
conversation.
because you will both walk away with that feeling, with that talk, feeling a bit like, what just happened?
Yeah,
You know?
why didn't we just talk
Yeah.
about death?
Exactly. So start with something like work or your where you moved
Yeah.
from, and then I feel like and just keep. I think another thing which a lot of people forget is being present in the moment is something that people don't do. Like if somebody's talking something, you are like thinking of the next thing to say
Yeah.
instead of focusing on what they're saying. You know?
Yeah, I'm a victim of that.
Oh shit! No, if you honestly, and I have done this like trial and error method.
Oh,
if you
shit.
just focus on what they're talking, Like, just honestly, just like pay attention
Yeah.
to what the conversation is. You will find new things to talk about, and then you can just keep the conversation flowing. Like, don't even worry what you have to think about. Think that your brain is mush. Just focus on what they're saying, and then automatically you'll find things to talk about. I feel like, yeah. So I would say definitely that's a one big point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times when we are meeting somebody new, we get too self-conscious about what they'd be thinking about us. But no, you just have to just like it's a game. The thing of it is a game. It's a social game.
It's
Yeah.
like pretend you're playing The Sims.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to like when you wanna improve the bar.
The relationship
Yeah,
bar.
exactly. So you like just do what the Sims do, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ask about day. Ask about weather.
I think definitely ask about what they do, like their uni, what do you study, and then
If they're working, where do you work, what do you work, what you went to
ask
uni
them
for.
about their job. Be genuinely interested in the things that they do.
I think if you have had that that initial conversation, you can always ask, how was your day? How's your day been? Or how was your weekend? What did you get up to on the weekend?
Yeah.
And I feel like most people will have something to say. And if they didn't get up to anything, I think you can totally lead the conversations by telling what you did. You're like, so what did you get up to? And you're like, oh, nothing much. And you'd be like, oh, that sounds like a chill weekend. And then just go with, if you did something interesting, then just like start with it.
I like asking about people's hobbies. Like, oh, what do you do during your free time? Because
but like just to anyone when you meet for the first time.
Yeah, I do that because like sometimes it does get boring asking about like work and stuff. Like sometimes I don't want to talk about work.
That's fair.
So I ask like, so what do you do during your free time? And then sometimes you get like really interesting answers.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm like, oh, that is really cool.
Yeah, I think recently at workplace I did end up asking because I usually work from home, but this time from the last 2 weeks I've been going to work for 2 days a week, so I'm getting to like know the people who come into the office, and we are still like in the process of getting to know each other. So I was with this colleague and we were just sitting there, and so I started a conversation and I was like, oh, so how's your week been? What did you get up to? And apparently this person went surfing with his dad and like brother or something. And then they totally got attacked by a shark.
Huh?
Yeah, like the surfboard was chomped on by a shark. I know. They managed to get like they survived, and they survived obviously, and that's why he's alive to tell the tale. But one of the surfboards totally got chomped. Then another person, co-worker, who was like kind of just around us, heard it, came in, joined with his own story about how one time he and his friends were swimming, and there was like a bull shark or a giant shark just behind them, and a bunch of people up from the cliffs were screaming, come in, and they did not know what was happening. But then they did. Thankfully, they made it on time, and then they could look from this cliff that, oh, there's like a bunch of sharks there.
No.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, you find out random thing, and if there are people around you, they'll find a common thread and like come in and chime in with their own stories. And then we went on a tangent about Australian animals and sharks and bugs and snakes, and we literally just talked about cockroaches. But that was a conversation, and we had a full like 20 to 25-minute conversation, and then everyone went back to work. But that was like a good small talk situation where you got close with your colleagues, you got to know them more outside of work, and that was kind of fun. Yeah.
I think this is why people talk about the weather a lot, because everyone can relate. I feel like when you talk about relatable topics, it gets everyone talking.
Yeah.
Like for example, today I met a few new people at this lunch thing, and some people talked about traveling, and I was like, oh, this is a good opportunity to ask, what is your favorite travel story?
Yeah, just find like relatable things that and I think you would just realize like just a day-to-day thing that you experience, other people are experiencing as well. And that's like a great point to just connect with on anyone. You don't have to think so hard. I think what sort of takes you away from that connection is being in your head, because at the end of the day, connection is about being present at the same place. And if you are not present, then you will not be able to connect. So for you to like connect with anyone, you need to be present in the situation, which means stop overthinking, get out of your head and be present. Like, try to focus on what the other person is saying, and then you'll find like topics come kind of easy, I'd say. And then you can like and then if there's somebody you get to see like throughout the week multiple times, then you can just keep building on it, and then before you know, you guys will be good friends. I feel like, so that is good for somebody you're meeting for the very first time, like but then if you have met somebody for a few times and like you have had some sort of like an initial some sort of rapport with them, then you can dig into some of the deeper stuff, and you can ask them about, oh, what is something that you like to do, after work, or something that helps
Yeah.
you unwind and relax.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
hobbies.
Like
and
hobbies
stuff.
or something, or like you could just be somebody who likes music, and then the best way to find out if you have a shared interest with the other person
Yeah.
is literally just ask. You
Yeah.
know, just like for example, if you are a big fan of a band or something, you can literally just go up to somebody you've talked to 3-4 times and just be like, so have you listened to this album from this person?
Yeah.
And then you'll find out if they have listened or not, and you can just like continue conversation from there. Like,
Mhm.
maybe you have not listened to the same album, but if they say that, oh, I haven't heard of this, you can just ask them, oh, is there something that you listen to? And then they can tell you about their answers. And if it matches, if you guys have that thing in common, then you can just like build up on that conversation. And the best way to find about it is just like going up and asking. And I think this is more applicable to somebody you've like obviously had some sort of previous connection with.
Yeah.
But just something to keep in mind, because if you feel like you are losing out of things to say, or you feel getting your like self-conscious in this environment, just talk about things you know about, because that's the best thing to do, because then you're not like stressing about what to say. Like if you're speaking about something that you already know, then you won't be stressing out about it.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, I feel like for people who don't have hobbies, get a hobby.
Get a hobby. I feel like this, you have been so adamant with this since the first episode. Get a hobby.
I actually deleted Instagram for a whole month, and I recently got it back. And dude, I feel so good. I don't have an Instagram addiction anymore.
Wow, this is so crazy, because I was editing the social media episode and you were like, I am obsessed with Instagram. I am addicted. I love that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So now I'm like, I scroll a few and I'm like,
you're done?
Stop.
Yeah, I feel like I need to get there, because I think my Instagram consumption has definitely increased since we made that episode. Because before that, I was very good at like managing it for some reason. Yeah. But like since then, I've just been like,
you need to listen to episode 5.
Yeah, I need to listen to it. If you
was
haven't
it
checked
episode
it out.
5?
Yeah, it was episode 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a lot of people do end up complaining about, not having good relations and not having like a good support network and a good group of friends. And I'm like, these are not just things that are just gonna come to you. You know, it's not magic. You're not just gonna randomly have people, oh my god, I love you, I'm gonna support you through whatever. You have to build that. Like, any relationship requires you to put an effort. So once you've done the first few steps, which we talked about, I think and if you want to build a deeper connection with them, most times if you are building a good connection, it's going to come from both sides. It'll naturally, you'll start putting in effort and they'll put in effort. But like, take that extra step and ask them out for like, hey, do you want to grab lunch sometime? Like, those are like some of the things that you can do to put more effort into the relationship. That shows that I want to continue spending time with you, I want to get to know you more. And no relationship, whether it be like a boyfriend girlfriend relationship or a friendship relationship, can progress without effort from either side. Sometimes maybe you will be the one putting in a bit more effort, but sometimes it might be them who are putting in the effort. But it is still a thing that you need to do. Like, and I'm not saying that you have to be like texting them all the time, but if let's say 3 weeks have passed and you haven't checked up on them, I would say just shoot them a message. Just be like, hey, how's it going? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to catch up?
Hey, just checking in. How's everything?
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like before we would do this, before we were doing the podcast, and we would not go like events, group events wouldn't happen. Yeah, you would check up and text me and be like, hey Annie, what's been up? Do you just want to hang out? Yeah, you've done that multiple times. And I feel like if I've also not seen you for a while, I'd be like, hey Elle, do you want to hang out? So you keep connections ongoing. You need to like do that following up. Yeah, actively. Yeah, because it's easy. The world that we live in, even though we are like connected, social media, we are not really connected. But yeah, so like taking that step and then reaching out to them, and you can be the first one to text. Stop, like, again, when it comes to building real connections, you cannot think in terms of like, oh, should I be texting first or should I be doing that? Like, just go for it. And if they're not interested, then you will know your answer.
So like, if they're not interested, if it feels more like a one-way thing, then it's okay to let go. But
no matter how much you want to be friends with them, if they're not putting in that effort, you can.
It's fine. It's fine to let go, because you can't always be giving.
Yeah, you have to be the one who also receives a bit. And it's not like a selfish thing. It's just like when somebody genuinely likes you, they will make naturally want to make the effort.
With the checking in thing, I actually learned it when we were in COVID. So when we were in COVID, because like we don't really see our friends. So our friend, me and my friends, like the friend group that I had at that time, invented this thing called the mental health check.
Oh, I like it.
So like almost every day, one of us will send mental health check to the group chat, and then we have to say like how we're feeling.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's a
Yeah.
good way. And that's such a chill way to like just get to know about each other's like headspace as well.
Yeah, because
'Cause-
when you're like isolated, bro,
It
you go
gets
crazy.
difficult. No, oh for sure. Because you just sometimes being left alone with your own thoughts can be the
Oh, yeah.
worst place to be at. Because our minds they overthink, and sometimes they just go down this like tangent, and it's difficult to like get out of that spiral.
Yeah.
So in a moment like this, just having somebody break you out of that tangent through like, hey, mental health check, tell me what's up.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. We
So
love.
Annie,
Yes.
are you more of a friend group friend or like a one-on-one friend?
Ooh. Okay. I enjoy group activities.
Okay.
But I don't think that group activities are places where I can really connect one on one with people. But at the end of the day, I am a one on one girly. I enjoy my one on one time with people a lot. Like,
Okay.
those are the ones that fill me up. Like, a group activity is where I need to get recharged and then I need to, like, have that energy because I don't know, it just takes. It can be fun, not to say that it's not fun, but most of the time, there's so much happening
Yeah.
that, like, I have to be like, oh, okay. Especially if you're playing games, then you have to be aware of the game that's being played and all that stuff.
Yes.
But when I'm doing one-on-one activities, like, I can just really focus on the person that I'm talking to, or we can together focus on something else that's happening.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, I just really like the one-on-one friend situation a lot, like one-on-one hangouts a lot. Yeah.
Do you remember the first time we had one-on-one at Chow Papi?
Yes, I know. Bro, about that, you know what? We got a bug pizza, and this entire time, I thought that the bug meant actual bug. But I recently, like literally 2 days back, found out that it's lobster.
Yeah.
The lobster is called bug.
Wait, when we're eating, so when we're eating the pizza bug, you actually thought it was like bugs?
Yeah, I thought it was bug. And
what? And you still ate it?
Because you were like so keen about it. So I didn't want to see what the hell. I was like, how am I gonna eat bug for this girl? I have never eaten bug in my life before, but I wanted to see connection. I wanted to connect with this girl, so I was like, I'm gonna eat bugs.
The first time we hung out one-on-one was Chow Papi. And remember
I cannot believe that was the first time we hung out.
Yeah.
One-on-one. Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then remember you were like coming prepared with like questions?
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, because I think at that point of time, I had just gotten to know you and like some people for the first time, like because I had like a bit of a shuffle in friend group kind of thing. Like now I left uni, I became like a non-uni person, so I had like non-uni friends, and also I was meeting you guys for the first time, and I really wanted to like build that. I really wanted to like get to know you and become your friend.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna prep. I'm gonna do my homework. I'm gonna go there with questions. I'm gonna be listening. I'm gonna be asking. I'm gonna be telling. I'm gonna be like, yes. How can we proceed? Like, tell me more. I want to see you again. What about you, Elle?
Yeah, I am more of a group person.
Oh, okay.
I have been a group person my whole life. Like I always have like multiple group friends that I always like kind of rotate. But recently, like very recently, a couple months ago, I'm starting to like one-on-one friendships.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I feel like you can
connect more.
As cliche as this sounds, you can build a deeper connection with one-on-one friends.
That's true.
Because I've always been a group person, but I've always only had like 2 or 3 one-on-one close friends, and that's it. But now it's like starting to get to know like people individually.
Yeah.
Which is so fulfilling.
Yeah, I have always been like a one-on-one kind of person. The friend group that we had here was the first time I've ever tried a group situation. Yeah. Before that, so it's not like I still had 2-3 friends who were in the same group, but I was never myself a part of a group. Like I was never a group person in the sense that I had a big group of friends, right? I always had like a friend here, a friend there, friends everywhere, like like that. But I just preferred it that way because I was always the kind of person who likes to have like deep, meaningful relationship over like group relationships, and I always thought that group relationships are very surface level. Like I always thought, I thought that they were just like, it's like, and I think it's mostly because not to say that I was part of any group or something, but I've usually felt, and this is why I feel like I'm a one-on-one person. I've always felt that if I'm going through something like difficult or something, and I have a group friend, like there was a time when I just had a group and those were my only friends and I did not have any one-on-one. I felt that I couldn't text anyone and be like, hey, I need help. Like, hey, can we hang out? Can we talk? I just did not feel like I could do that. And in my head, I was like, aren't you supposed to be able to do that with your friends?
True.
Like, aren't you supposed to like be able to feel comfortable just reaching out to them and being like, hey, can we hang out? You know, and when I had the whole only group friend situation, I couldn't do that. And that's when I realized that, oh, like I need to build that individual friendship with these people because that's how I work. Now I'm at a place where I enjoy, like, if it's a group and I know the group people and we hang out, it's fun. But I think for me, it's always going to be like more fun, but not deep, if that means, you know?
Yeah.
For me, deeper definitely means this because I think when I'm talking to somebody, I just really like to be focused on them. And I think I'm a good listener and I really enjoy that. Yeah, I really enjoy like listening to people's experiences and relating to it. And I think I like doing that on a smaller group kind of situation because then it's a lot. I want to have fun. Like if there's a big group, we can do a group picnic or a trip or something. But if I really want to connect with somebody, I'll do something like very intimate and small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like now I'm starting to really value one-on-one friendships.
Yeah, and I feel like as you grow older, because I think when you're younger, and I think this is true for a lot of people, as you're younger, you bond over having fun. You know, you really do bond over like having fun and doing things. And not to say that when you're older you don't, but life, it becomes, there's so many other things. You have responsibilities, you have stuff happening, so you can't just always just bond over having fun. Like, hey, let's go party, but you're like dying with work. You know, so you can't really bond over that. But then you can bond over that in one own situation where you're like, damn man, work's been great, like work's been really shitty, and then the other person can be like, yeah, same. And then you can like, I don't know, like that connection is a bit more fleshed out in such a situation, in a scenario like that. Yeah. I was telling somebody yesterday that I'm a student of life.
Student of life?
I'm a student of life because I'm learning from life.
Everyone is. Everyone's a student of life.
Everyone is a student of life. Yeah, I love that.
Cute.
What are some of the other things that you'd like to add to this convo?
I think so we've talked about having a conversation and asking questions and stuff like that. But I feel like we gotta have that self-awareness of like, am I talking too much?
Yeah.
Am I being a yapper? Because sometimes
as professional yappers, we can give you advice on this.
Yeah, because sometimes like you catch yourself talking too much and you're like, shite. Like these people, they probably like listen and they're like, oh my god, can this person shut up?
They just zoned out of the conversation.
Or like I've talked to people as well where like they just talk about themselves. Like it's okay to lead conversation.
Yeah. But eventually you have to pass it, you know?
Yeah.
It's a badminton match. Yeah, it's a
badminton match.
You know, a good follow-up question to that would be, what are some of the signs that you can notice when you think like, oh, I am yapping too much, maybe I should like tone it down?
I think like my brain just tells me like, whoop, girl, you've been talking too much.
Yeah.
Or like I'll be like, oh wait, I haven't heard from this other person in a while.
I'd say you can look at the body languages as well. Like if people are like trying to leave the conversation, you can see that their bodies will be angled away from you.
True.
Like you can see them like looking elsewhere, or the legs are turned different way. But if they're like interested in talking to you, their whole body would be like facing you.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you're talking, and the person is just like, then you can always be like, ask the question to them so that they can like re-enter the conversation, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to look out for. Yeah.
I'm very guilty of that because because I get distracted very easily.
Oh, true.
So when people talk to me, and if the topic is not my interest, I just start looking around.
See,
and then I catch myself looking around and I'm like, sorry, I gotta go. Or like it's either I gotta go or I try to pay attention.
Yeah. But see, if at that point of time the person asked you a question, you would be ignited into the conversation,
exactly.
Right? You would not want to leave.
Yeah.
So that's like something that, you know, if you think you're yapping too much, then those are some of the things you can check. And that's it. I think this is like a life trick which I learned from personal experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I noticed that this has always worked. Like if you are somebody who's really struggling with social anxiety, you're struggling with like talking to people, you're like really struggling with all of that, talk to kids. That's it.
Aww.
Just go and talk to kids. And by that I mean just let them talk to you. Like you just listen. You just sit there and listen. And you'll realize that they are going to go on to such random tangents, random questions. Why is the earth blue? Why can't fish not fly? Blah, blah, blah. And and instead of thinking those as like, oh my goodness, what is this like kid talking about? Generally, just like listen to them and like try to actually build on that. Like ask them questions like, oh, so why do you think fish should fly? hear their answer. You know, like you
Ah.
can have a very interesting and
Yeah.
like imaginative conversation when you're having a conversation with a kid.
Yeah.
And the more you build on it, like I feel like you can brush up your skills of conversation. And you know what? A kid is not gonna judge. Well, a kid is gonna judge you,
They're gonna
but
judge.
they're still like they're kids. You know, you. It's
Yeah.
okay if you're getting judged by like an 11-year-old. That's not that big of a deal, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So talk to kids, learn how to become a fun conversationalist with kids, and I feel like if you can talk to kids well, adults are easy, I would say, in
Okay.
some ways. In my experience, I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah. Especially if the kid is like somebody who throws tantrum and everything, and you can calm that person down. Adults are just kids who have gotten better at hiding their feelings. That's it. That's it. That's my experience. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's true.
Where did you find these kids?
Well, I know them because I used to babysit.
Oh.
Yeah, so the reason why I got good at communication and everything at school was because I would like babysit a bunch of kids in my building.
Wow.
So all the parents would go out, and then literally there would be like 7 to 8 kids from various ages, like from ages 4 to like 12 or 13, and they would literally just be at my house, and I'm like babysitting them. Yeah, literally, I didn't even get paid for it.
What?
I was just doing this for free. Yeah, I just really enjoy like a kid who's just like yapping about some random ass thing. It's just fun to hear, like it's entertaining. So it was just fun, and then eventually, once I started talking to them more, I realized that I was able to talk to adults better as well. And eventually, I started talking to this teacher in the bus. She saw me talk to these kids and saw how I can communicate, and then she fucking made me the school vice captain.
Vice captain?
Yeah, not like school vice captain. So we had like houses like Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like one of the house's vice captain.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Just because of, and literally that's how it happened. Because I know for a fact that she was the teacher who's responsible for that specific house. The yellow house.
I was in Yellow House as well.
Yellow House, unite. Yeah. So that was like sort of my last tip. If you ever wanna, if you struggle with like people your age or people adult or like in your surroundings, find a kid. Don't be a creep, obviously. Like don't just go. Exactly. Don't whoop, whoop, whoop. Don't do that. Don't just go up in a park and like approach a kid. But like, let's say if you have a sibling or your sibling has friends and you know, or you are in school or you are in an environment where you know like kids who you are like comfortable with, feel free to like chat up with them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They're the future of our world. And yeah, I guess that's all we have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We are really inching closer to end of season 1, and it's kind of a like I cannot believe that, you know, we've been doing this for a few months, and it's like bittersweet and nice and like feels great. But yeah, so
time flies.
We've had like a couple more episodes, and then we'll be done with season 1. But that's super exciting.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for supporting us.
Yes, we love you for supporting us and tuning in. We will catch you again in the next episode. Bye. Nice.